Good morning, everyone! Today is Scene It Saturday, and today I wanted to talk about this book. It's called The Two Princesses of Bamarre by Gail Carson Levine. This is a book that I really loved as a kid. I read it several times in my elementary school years, and I just bought it from thrift books again to reread because I remembered how much I loved it. And I wanted to revisit it in this just so, other people can read this great book. Some things that I really, really love about this book are there's two princesses, obviously, and they're siblings, and they have kind of a rivalry, but they still care for each other despite their competition between them. And I think that's a really cool thing to see because it shows how complex human beings can be, and it makes them feel very real. As somebody with siblings, I can definitely tell you that we feel competitive about each other, but we never stop loving each other through that competition. That really does depend on the siblings, but that's something I related to personally a lot. There's definitely a distinct difference between each of them, especially since one is the main character and you don't see the other one that much, because one is the brave one and one is the timid one. The timid one is actually the hero of the story, which I think is so great. I think that having the timid one be the hero really shows kids that qualities like that are not necessarily innate. That's really cool, and you can grow. That's something I really love about fiction, is its ability to provide commentary on the real world without pointing fingers at a specific person. It has very human themes. Also, if you've read any of Gail Carson Levine's oh my god, I've been saying it wrong my entire life. I just looked at this. It's Carson. Gail Carson Levine's other books, I think they're almost all set in like the same sort of fantasy world. So if you've read Ella Enchanted, it's in the same world. Now I can't think of any others, but there are lots of others. I always loved her as a kid because she has a lot of really cool fantasy elements without getting into some of the like weirder adult stuff that can be in adult fantasy books. Kind of fun, like there's sorcerers and there's dragons, but because it's a kid's book, nobody ever gets hurt that bad. And it's an adversary, but it's an external adversary. It's not an internal adversary, which is different. And the internal adversary is the main character's self-growth. And I really like her world building because she does this in all of her books, where she has like people telling other people legends, and that's part of what prompts them to action, because that's something that, again, happens in the real world, and it's so interesting and cool. In this one, there's a dragon who's been terrorizing this specific kingdom that these two are the princesses of for a really long time, and one of the girls meets it, and that's really cool because the dragon's like, oh, I know this person in that legend you were just talking about. Super cool and fascinating, and it's a really good way to write a story. I really love this book in particular. I think this is my favorite of Gail Carson Levine's books. I like it better than Ella Enchanted for sure. I think that all of her books are pretty good for people who like Harry Potter, but you're not really sure like what else is out there. I would highly recommend this. As a grown-up, it's a really quick read, and it's really entertaining, and it's just got a lot of really good elements to it, in the same way that Harry Potter does. It's a little less dark than Harry Potter gets near the end, because it's just, one book. I would highly recommend this. I definitely think that it's an underrated kids book, for sure. Anyways, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. I will see you all tomorrow. Peace out, friendos!